Hey, hey, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? I am testing out a brand new camera, a camera I've had in my drawer for a long time. I've been using one of those little web cameras, and this one seems to be a lot more fancy. So we're doing that. I got my microphone. Hopefully, I will. It looks like it might be a little jumpy, but we'll get that all figured out. Hey, how's it going? I want to talk to you today about goals. I know it's May, we're already into, or it's April, we're already into quarter two. And so about 3 months ago, it's the beginning of the year, everybody made some goals. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about effectively how to manage your goals. You've all heard, SMART goals, make sure they're specific, measurable, all of that stuff, right? But I want to talk to you about disconnecting from the results. So let's say we're gonna talk business, okay? Let's say you run a business, and let's say it's a power washing business. That was my very first business. Loved it. There was something just soothing, right, about like power washing and watching pavement go from dirty to clean, one stripe at a time. Anyway, I digress. So let's just say that you want to get to a certain level. Let's just say that you want to hit $500,000 this year. Okay, great. So you're going to need to bust out a piece of paper, and you're going to need to kind of work backwards from that. Okay, if I am going to make $500,000 this year, what's my average ticket? What's my average job? Is it $500? Let's just say it's $500. Okay, so let's do some math. How many jobs do I need to get? We're going to just bust into our calculator here. I'm sure it's really simple math, and probably you guys have already figured it out. But let's just say $500,000 divided by average job of 500 means we need to do 1,000 jobs. Doesn't sound like a lot at $500, but it is. So then we have to take a look at what what does it take to get one job? How many conversations or how many bids do I need to do to get one job? What's my close rate on one job? Let's just say that it's your average is what, 2 to 5 out of 10. So let's just say it's 3. So for every 3 estimates I get one job. Well, if I need 1,000 jobs, then I need to do 3,000 estimates. Okay, great. So now we're going to bust it even further. How many conversations do I need to have to get an estimate? Let's just say I have to have 5 conversations to get one estimate. So I need 3,000. It takes me 5 conversations. So now all of a sudden I need to have 15,000 conversations. Remember, this is over the course of a year, right? 15,000 conversations. Now, where do those conversations come from? Those conversations come from leads. Okay. How do I get the leads? How many leads do I generate? How many leads do I get and that convert into a conversation? Let's say it takes 20 leads to convert into a single conversation. You'd have 15,000 conversations times 20. Oh gosh, what do we need to do? So 15,000 conversations, but we need to get 20 leads to have one conversation. So we need to generate 300,000 leads over the year to have 15,000 conversations, to do 3,000 bids, to get 1,000 jobs, to make at $500 to make $500,000 bucks. So that makes sense, right? But how many of us actually get that granular with our camera's focusing in and out? It's a little distraction. So I'm going to move back a little bit. So how many of us actually focus and get that granular on what we need to do? So now we know we need 300,000 leads. Okay, broken down over 12 months, 25,000 leads a month. Divide that by 4 weeks. Divide by 4 weeks. So we need to be generating a little over 6,000 leads a week. Now we have to ask, can we do that? What does it take to generate 6,000 leads? There are marketing dollars. Okay, so now we're getting from goals into our capacity, right? So before we get into capacity, so we're just going to disconnect from that. So the goal is we have to generate 6,250 leads. Okay, fantastic. Remember, the goal is to make $500,000 a year. So what I want you to do is I want you to disconnect from that goal. Forget about it. Our goal is now 6,250 leads per week. How do we do that? Okay. We do it through networking. We do it through ads. We do all these things. These are the things that we can control, and these are the things we focus on. Okay. We're not focusing on, oh my gosh, I got to get 3,000 bids. We've taken it to its lowest, most granular form. We're disconnecting from the goal and we're focusing on the things that we can control. We can control how many leads we get. We can control the leads based on our conversations, based on our networking, the ads that we're doing. And then, and what we're doing is we're creating levers. Okay. I know that if I have this many, if I'm in a networking group and I go to a networking group once a week and I know that it's going to generate me X amount of leads. Great. So boom, there's a lever you can pull. I'm going to run Facebook ads. I've got somebody and I know that every dollar that I spend, generates this outcome and generates this many leads. Boom, there's a lever I can pull. So now you've got these levers that are based on on what you've done to be able to pull them, to be able to focus on getting those leads. And that is the secret of reaching your goals, is to focus on the things that you can control and not the big picture. We want to disconnect from that goal. We want to make it, work backwards, get to the things that we can control, the things that we can do, and then work every day focusing on those. And if we do those things, then we know, as long as we were honest with what our conversion rate is at each stage, once we're honest, if we're honest about that, then we know the results will take care of themselves. So when we made our goals this year, we decided we made big goals, but we've disconnected from them and we've okay, what does it take on a daily basis to do those things? And that's what we're going to do. And that's what I would encourage you to do as well. If this has helped you at all, I encourage you to subscribe. We're going to be doing these videos quite a bit. And they're all little tidbit sized things that can help you out. So lesson for today: work your goals from backwards, get granular with it, focus on the things that you can control, and disconnect from the big picture, and the results will take care of themselves. I'm Roger Sullivan, and remember, you're enough. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise, especially yourself. We'll talk to you later.